Hello and welcome folks to Agathos Flight School. This time I will comment dogfights versus German planes. Similar to my last video against the Japanese, the first dogfight we will enter is one where actually the German had some bad luck because he hunted our bombers and some of our bots jumped him. As bots don't get any real credit for kills, I decided to jump in. He's flying an FWY90A5, so I know my top speed and my climb will be better. Overall, I just have the better plane than him. So now let's go into the replay and see how we maneuver behind him. You see, there he is going down the little gray plane to my left here. I come in, turn into plane with him, and again, as always, I try to settle on his high 6 in a leg pursuit. He's going up, which presents him a good target. But I cannot really use that. I must admit, before I took the P-51 out, I have flown FW-190s the entire morning, and you notice already through not flying the plane a couple of missions, your muscle mind memory is a little different. So that guy ahead has more time in front of my guns than I like. But you see here, I can easily stay on him, and basically no matter what he does, I try to stay behind his so-called 3 to 9 o'clock position, because if I'm in this position, I will demonstrate this here in this standing picture. If I stay behind the 3 to 9 o'clock position, I know I'm behind him, and that means I'm the guy that decides where the fight goes. And you can just imagine in this position, the line I try to stay behind would go right through his wings, and if you are behind, you're in an advantage position. If you are moving out in front, you basically have overshot. In this position, if you now draw the line, I'm almost overshooting him, so the standing picture I chosen here is actually good, so you can see how I now try to get back behind the 3 to 9 o'clock line to stay with the initiative. I have actually done that by throttling back and pushing out first stage of flaps, because the FW-190 has a higher stall speed than me. I know he will go out in front. He can simply not fly so slow as me. And here now I just keep it in front of me. There is much more comfortable distance, and all the shitty aiming I do here is because I have problems keeping the nose where I want it from all the FW-190 flying I did. Again, here I'm almost overshooting him. Because of this, I throttle back, go up, and roll behind him, come down, and again you see I settle behind the 3 to 9 line. And this was a better shot, and the entire time I'm behind him and can dictate the fight. He just has bad luck. You see the bot overshoots him. He did not account for the 3 to 9 line. And now I lit him up, and that's where I leave the fight, because I'm already too slow, and so I turn back and too close to hostile airfields, and so I break up, let him burn to death, and drop out of the fight. The next fight I enter, I do not have much altitude, but I checked my 6, so I'm clear, and I have checked left and right, and it looks like the bots are still coming along with me and keeping any enemy away from me that is over friendly territory. There is a push on the map, and I know there are ground pounders there. I already have identified them by their flight path, and now I'm heading towards 2 of them. Let's start the replay. For me, one of the most important thing is at this distance, I personally cannot identify what is what. I just guessed that both are enemies. And I guess the high one is a buff, and the low one is something, an attacker or another plane. Generally, I try to always hit the higher con first, because no matter what he is, if I bounce the higher one, the next one will have an altitude disadvantage on me. So this is a basic tip in dogfighting. If you enter the fray, start from the ladder up. Always start with the top bandit, then go down to the next lower one, and so on. Never, even if lower ones have much better positioning, go for them. And here it is above, and so I use a wide deflection shot, and now my aiming gets better. He's lit up, and now I go down to his deep 3 to 4 hour clock to avoid his gunners, and I just let him burn to death. So here you already could see how to handle buffs. It should come in fast. Be sure to aim good, and when you see some good hits, just let them have it. So now have turned around, checked my 6 that I'm clear, and now I turned around again towards our friendly ground forces. I have seen a couple of dots down there, and I head in basically on the deck, but quick. I see a first target, I track it, check its position, have a second target that is a little bit higher. Then now I turn into it. And I'm pretty sure what I'm attacking are ME 410s. There I see one to my left that is most dangerous for me, because he will have a vector towards me, and if I keep on flying straight, he will be on my 6. I give him a quick burst in the head-on, but pull out basically immediately to avoid his forward guns. Go into a high yo-yo, or better, a vertical reversal. I put my lift vector behind him, and let's stop the video here. Even against this attacker, where I know he cannot outrun me, he cannot outturn me, I have conserved my energy by doing a vertical reversal, putting my lift vector behind his 3 to 9 line, and now I'm dropping into leg pursuit on his high 6, and to get a good tracking shot, I turn again in plane with him. And you see here, I line up, and see this will give me a good deflection shot, and because he is turning very hard, as you can see from the angle, I should not need much lead, and because I have so many guns facing forward, I should also get enough hits. And there I hit him, and immediately I check what happens, check my 6, go low, accelerate, and push ahead. And now, just barely seconds after I shot him, I suddenly see a contrail on my high 6 o'clock. I guess that is some boogie coming in for me, so I keep my speed up and check if he's coming for me, and see there, he's right coming down to my 6 o'clock. I'm pretty fast, so what do I decide? I decide to stay level, keep the plane straight, and use what the P-51 has, its speed. I'm in not the best position, and I try to figure out what he is. if it's FW190D9, someone that might catch me up, or if it's something slower. And you see, I'm not in a haste here. I just want to avoid him getting a solution at me or sniping me at far distance. And because my P-51 has very low drag, I just keep it fast. Because he will have additional speed from the dive he's done. But the longer we run along at the deck, the more the speed advantage he has will wear off. And so I just let the P-51 go till he loses interest in me, because at the moment there is no advantage in turning into him. I, in the meantime, have identified him as a 109, and so he's especially dangerous if we get a little bit slower, because he will be able to stay on my 6 and turn if he's good. And so I just drag him along till he loses interest. Sometimes, as here in that moment, it's hard to keep track with the reflections and against the rain dropping on my canopy. And now I use my high-speed climb rate to just get him further away, and there he broke off. And the moment he breaks off, I go into reversal, settle up on him, and now I turn the tides. And you see, he's slower than me, and he thinks I'm running for home, and so I settle on his low 6, going behind him. And now I'm at the advantage. At high speed I just have the advantage and the initiative. And now, without much haste, I have reversed the position, and as you can see here, my aim is bad. This was not the best thing I could do. But I am secured to his 6 o'clock, and with me in the meantime being pretty confident that I can stay behind him and that I have a friendly overhead, I stay close to him. Here I'm forced out in front, but he has maneuvered so hard that he's low on energy and cannot line up the shot, so I keep straighten out, popping some flaps, coming over the top, and here sadly I have lost sign on him, so I immediately nose down, get the speed up, check for the friendly plane, and it seems he has the enemy in sight, so I look where he's flying to, and there I see at the wingtip, I see the 109, but he somehow managed to stall out his plane and crash. So here you saw a defensive use of the speed of the P-51 to turn the tides, and this is something some people just don't understand, why speed is so important. If you have the faster plane, you will always have the initiative, because you decide if you fight and you decide if you get out. And someone that cannot catch up with you just has to rely on you making a mistake, meaning turning into him too early, or you staying to fight. Hope that helped a bit with you flying US planes. Have fun, enjoy War Thunder, and have a good time. See you again here at Agathos Flight School next time. Bye bye!